The 2024 edition of this sport's only multi-tournament competition, the PBA World Series of Bowling, is underway. With Andrew Anderson and Chris Prather capturing Sunday's Roth Holman PBA doubles for the second time. It was another amazing moment in an event that year after year has showcased some of pro bowling's all-time greats. World Series number 15 promises more of the same as we roll on with the PBA Cheetah Championship, starting right now on FS1. Thunderbowl Lanes is juiced for the 2024 World Series of Bowling. We are thrilled to be at the location where the WSOB began. Strobl Arena in Allen Park, Michigan is the site. The first of 3 straight nights of the PBA Tour on FS1. The Cheetah champion will be crowned this evening. Marshall Kent is the top seed looking for his second title of the season. BJ Moore is the 5 seed looking for redemption this year. He was in the finals in this event a year ago. All on the road to crowning a world champion this upcoming weekend on Fox. Welcome to Allen Park, everybody. I'm John Phantom. My partner is the Hall of Famer Randy Peterson. We start with over 100 players throughout these events in qualifying. We're down to 5 in the Cheetah. 15 different countries are represented in this World Series of Bowling. What's this week mean for the sport?
Well, it's the greatest showcase of professional bowling in the world, with multiple tournaments, formats, oil patterns, players from around the globe competing on the biggest stage in the sport, all culminating with the World Championship. It truly is a bowling spectacle.
And we've got a top seed tonight, Randy, who has found nirvana, if you will, having a career season, Marshall Kent.
I think it's his best season as a professional. You know, he rededicated himself, so what happens? He wins in Illinois. He has a 3rd place finish, and he's your #1 seed heading into tonight. You know, it just goes to show you when you put the hard work and effort in, it pays off, and it's paid off nicely for Marshall Kent.
He made the move. He was in Las Vegas, but last year made the move back up to the northern part of the country from just about an hour away from here. A lot of family and friends here tonight as he seeks a 2nd title on the season. So what's this year been like for Marshall Kent? Let's welcome in the 3rd member of our team, Kimberly Pressler, for a one-on-one.
Thanks, John. So, Marshall, you described your 2023 season as a stepping stone, and so far this season's been going really well for you. Did you manifest the season to happen?
You know, last year I did a lot of learning, a lot of life changes, company changes, stuff like that, and I used everything I learned from last year and rededicated my work ethic and everything to this season, and so far it's paying off some really good results, and hopefully we can get another one tonight.
Well, you had a chance to throw some practice shots out here. How are the lanes looking for you?
That gutter's looking pretty big right now. I don't know. So we'll just have to go out and make some good shots and make a good decision, dedicate myself to it, and then we'll just see what happens in the end.
And we'll see you at the finals.
Sounds good. Thanks.
We will see Marshall Kent in the finals. As Kimberly referenced, he had to come back from 0-2 down to Jesper Svensson in the round of 16, then 0-2 down to Cody Shoemaker in the round of 8. But first up tonight, we get BJ Moore and Alec Keplinger. Moore, who was in the finals last season in this event, fell just short to the reigning PBA Tour Player of the Year, E.J. Tackett. Moore and Keplinger get us started.
Start there, going with your thing pretty straight up the outside part of the lane. That's how you play Cheetah. We'll get into more of that when we visit our oil pattern.
So here is Alec Keplinger.
Say that 3 times real fast. Go ahead.
Alec Keplinger.
There you go.
Alec Keplinger. Alec Keplinger.
I just meant the last name. Good job.
The 23-year-old. Back-to-back jabs to start the evening.
And Alec going with urethane to start as well.
Alec Keplinger, he comes from a family of bowling, and he's also a Wichita State product.
Yeah, you don't get on that squad unless you have some game, trust me. And he's got plenty of it.
Alec helped to lead the #1 seed Shockers to the title in 2022 over Savannah College of Art and Design.
There was a Ryan Barnes sighting there too as well. As we take a look at Alec's arsenal, he's going with a black pearl urethane. A lot of surface on that bowling ball.
Strong start for Keplinger.
That's a great start. And keep in mind, folks, that we have 3 players on tonight's telecast that have never been on television before in singles competition. And if there's one thing we've learned over the years at the World Series of Bowling, it's first-time winners winning at the WSOB. Guys like Bill O'Neill and Smallwood, Stu Williams, Tom Doherty, just to name a few.
Leaves a 7. This crowd loves BJ Moore, and so do the other players on tour.
I mean, he's a true gentleman, first and foremost. Let's make no mistake about it. He is one of the best people you'll ever meet, and he's got the game to go with it. Maybe the best one-time winner on the tour, but he doesn't bowl full-time. Take a look at the oil patterns. Cheetah 35 feet in length, and these 2 lines are going to represent where the players are going to start. But what makes Cheetah so fun is the extreme outside part of the lane. It's so dry. And the players try to get their ball to that dry spot on the lane at the right point with the right rotation.
How much fun are these 3 nights? You go from Cheetah to Scorpion to Shark.
It's great. Let's take a look at his arsenal. He's going with the IQ 78U. Beauty. Yeah, it's great. I mean, we get to see different ball reactions. We get to see different players. We get to see international players.
Boom.
I mean, it's just all over the map.
U.S. thinker.
This beautiful family back there.
2 kids. His wife is here tonight. See Tom Clark, PBA commissioner, looking on as you just referenced. We get to see part of the future. Who can break through and have the moment of a lifetime? Alec Keplinger, Deo Benard, Mikey Schlabach, all telling us this is a dream come true to be on national TV tonight. Keplinger with a strong start.
I spoke with one of my old tour roommates this afternoon, Justin Romick, U.S. Open champ. They're very, very close with Alec. Alec spent a lot of time bowling with Justin's son, Jared, at Wichita State. And I asked him, I said, well, can you tell me about this guy's game? And he said, you know, he's got game. He said he's a terrible euchre player, though. Won junior gold here. I mean, this kid's got it. And if there's one thing we've learned over the years from the Wichita State program is they develop champions.
4 straight for Alec Keplinger.
Getting back to the oil pattern real quick, John, even though the outside part of the lane is really dry, that right lane is tight down lane, left lane hooks more.
Back to BJ Moore, who won the 2019 PBA Wilmington Open for his first career title. He has made TV in 2 majors.
You know, when I watch BJ throw it, it reminds me of a term that we use in sports. It's called efficiency of motion.
Let's send it over to Kimberly.
Well, guys, in typical BJ Moore fashion, he rallied the bowling community to help raise $37,000 for his friend and pro shop owner, Zach Schweier, who had a brain aneurysm in January. Now, many bowlers, they signed balls and jerseys for the raffle, and BJ's wife, Tania, told us that Zach was touched by the support of the bowlers from across the world, and he was thankful for their kindness during this difficult time.
That is great, great stuff, Kimberly. His wife, Tania, on the PWBA tour. I hate to see that. He felt so good about it.
do that to me?
What's the 8 doing?
Thanks.
No comment. I mean, it's just a crappy break, period. It's perfect. And when he really needed it to stay in this, solid 8.
That was mean. Spare for more.
Come on, man.
Will Keplinger blink? 4 straight for Alec Keplinger, making his TV finals debut.
Can increase his lead to 41 going into the break with 2 more strikes.
He made it to match play, one of 16 left, by just 2 pins. The 10.
Yeah, that's the Euro 10. The urethane flat 10.
Good shot. Well done.
Isn't that crazy, though, that he had to just get to match play? Two pins the difference. Graham Fa.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need. A little bit of luck just to get in. Once you get in, it's a different ballgame because you go from total pins to bracket match play. Well, I like to say every shot makes somebody happy, and that one made BJ Moore happy as we take a look at Alec Keplinger's girlfriend, Hope Gramley, 2023 PWBA Rookie of the Year. There's a lot of bowling pedigree in that family.
A ton, and we're going to talk more about that on the show coming up. It's called a tease.
Let me write that down. T-E-A-S.
What year are you in doing this?
I can't remember.
So after his first spare, that's much better for Alec Keplinger. 5 strikes in the first 6 frames for Alec Keplinger. 23 years of age. First time on national TV. Nerves? What nerves? There are none in Motown. BJ Moore trying to stay in it. We're just underway in the Cheetah Championship. Welcome back to the 15th PBA World Series of Bowling on FS1. Yesterday, we got the week underway with Andrew Anderson and Chris Prather defeating Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill in the Roth Holman Doubles Championship. We're back with you tomorrow night and Wednesday night, 7 Eastern Time, FS1 for the Scorpion and Shark Championships. We've got the World Championship playing round Saturday night on FS1, and then Sunday, noon Eastern Time, Fox. We crown a world champion. Just underway in matchup number 1, BJ Moore trailing Alec Keplinger. And speaking of Alec Keplinger, his mom is here tonight, Sandra Jo Shari. We told you earlier about the family roots. Well, Sandra, she's got a title to her name, 1 major championship, 1997 USBC Queens, a 9-time PWBA Tour champion. She will be heading into the PWBA Hall of Fame in just a matter of weeks, and Kimberly is with Mom now.
Sandra, we just saw you bowling up there. You are a Hall of Famer yourself, but what's it like being a mom, sitting on the sidelines when your son is out competing for hopefully his first ever PBA Tour title?
Way worse, way more nerve-wracking.
Now, he told us that you are his calm, that you mentally keep him calm when he's out here. What did he mean by that?
I just, my mental game was always pretty good, so I try to put that on to him. And so no matter what's going on during his week, I try to just do that, and because I don't really know much about the equipment or anything anymore, so I just try to do the calm thing.
Well, I see you tearing up over here. Good luck to your boy out there.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sandra Joe, great bowler, even better person.
Already in the USBC Hall of Fame, 2021 inductee, and she got the PWBA call. Sandra Jo Shirey, a great, and her son doing her proud. Now BJ Moore trailing, looking to put a surge together.
Yeah, how about no more solid eights? Or that. Neither player has missed the pocket yet. This Cheetah oil pattern proved to be the highest scoring oil pattern of the 2024 season. And that's the friction in the outside part of the lane, courtesy of Cheetah. 18 300 games this week on the Cheetah, the most this season.
But also opportunities for the gutter.
It's in play, especially if the guys move in, go to reactive resin and get steep through the front part of the lane. It definitely has a much better chance when you're playing that angle. Going straight up with the urethane balls like that, I mean, they'd have to completely lose it off their hand to have it go in the channel.
You know, Reggie was Mr. October.
Yeah.
BJ Moore, Mr. World Series. 8 of his 9 events, as we just showed you, have come in the World Series on television.
Yeah, he likes the World Series of bowling.
13 years pro.
Oh.
There's a strike.
Hey, you want to take a look at some beautiful arm swings?
Yes.
Let me show you something. What makes these pros so good, and we talk about it a lot, myself and Coach Mark Baker back in California. But I want you to look at the backswings. When we get to the top, you can see the amount of space that these players create, and this enables them to tuck the ball underneath their shoulders on the way down and get their hands in perfect position. EJ Tackett is another visual that comes to mind, that out to in type of move.
The amount of space that players create.
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah.
So if the swing comes out away from the body, it now is allowed to tuck underneath the body on the way down. Think about this: if the backswing came behind the player early, what's it going to do? It has to travel around on the way down, and when the swing travels around the body, it takes the hand with it, puts it on the side early. You don't want that.
And that is a Hall of Famer, Randy Peterson, teaching all of you at home a little bit about what you can do the next time you head into your local bowling center.
Pros work the inside part of the bowling ball, amateurs work the outside part.
Back to Alec Keplinger, 23 years old.
Oh. Well, it's the first early hook we've seen with the urethane balls, and that's what happens. There's so much surface that it beats up the front part of the lane, and players really have to stay ahead of that transition to avoid disaster. And this is just a 4-pin, but you can see it already checking early. Left lane does hook more than the right.
We're 15 minutes into the show. That's early. But that's what Marshall Kent said. He said, I won't need urethane.
You know, by the time it gets to Marshall, there should be plenty of carry down.
And converts.
All right. Hey, you know where we get all our great stats from, folks, right? Our great friends over at Lane Talk. For more information, visit lanetalk.com, and please download the free app. See the max scores, 258 for Alec, 248 for BJ.
BJ Moore heating up.
Big shot coming up in the 9th frame for BJ, because if he strikes there in the 9th, he gives Keplinger something to think about.
That's beautiful.
You could put a plate of food on his head and wouldn't spill a drop.
dinner is served. And his wife owns a restaurant, Falbo's.
Italian. And from what I hear, it's really good.
Elite chicken parm.
Let's go.
Right now, there's a table for one.
Are you kidding me?
That 8
Impressive.
is cruel, mean, and single.
2 solid 8s in this game for BJ Moore, both on the left lane.
How? You told me in the break that pin cost you 40 grand one time.
Yeah, it was years ago.
How twice? Not once, but twice. Unfortunate for BJ Moore.
Bad luck. And the pin's not deflecting correctly.
Three NCBCA All-American selections for this kid as a Wichita State Shocker. Building the legend at Wichita State. He leaves one here.
Well, he just needs 2 marks to advance. Easy spare, 4-pin.
And does so.
Interesting that he hooks it at the 4-pin. Now, on Cheetah, you know, you have plenty of friction to the right, so you can get away with it, but typically you would be throwing it pretty straight and firm at those single pin spares. Or those single pin leaves, I should say.
Just needs a mark. With mom, Sandra Jo Shirey, watching, the Hall of Famer. He told us earlier this is a dream come true.
All right, just has to cover the 10. If he misses, BJ Moore can still win the game. If he makes it, he needs 2.
In his first time on TV, Alec Keplinger is making mom proud and advancing.
I mean, BJ Moore bowled the better game. You look at the last 3 shots by Alec, 4-pin, 4-pin, that 10-pin there, and BJ Moore, ripper 7, solid 8, 10-pin, solid 8. But hey, that's the sport. Interesting to see what he does game 2 in terms of any kind of adjustments.
He will be meeting another man making his first TV appearance, Deo Benard, the 20-year-old.
And our only southpaw in the telecast tonight.
A 23-year-old or a 20-year-old will be one of 3 left standing for the Cheetah Championship. For BJ Moore, you feel for him on a night like
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Cruel.
What? No A-pin? Come on.
The 8 hung up twice as you take a look at Deo Benard.
This kid is so cool.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I mean, he lives in Texas, but he reminds me of like a beach bum from Venice Beach.
We're excited to talk with him.
Sad goodbye music. Maybe play a little something sad for me.
Oh.
What a 227 game that he strikes on the fill. One of the best you'll ever see. Hey, we've all been on that side of the street. Sucks.
It does. I would just say about BJ, and when we're talking with the other players that are in this event, Mikey Schlabach was bringing it up, just how classy BJ is. And when Mikey advanced to this night, BJ gave him a huge hug and said, congratulations.
Good job, man. Okay. Keep going.
That's a sportsmanship award winner in this sport. He's already done that, and BJ Moore's won plenty elsewhere. Deo Benard versus Alec Keplinger is next. Let's flash back to 2009, the PBA Cheetah Championship. Norm Duke, the Hall of Famer, with his mom and aunt at the first World Series of Bowling here at Thunderbowl in Allen Park. Norm won the Cheetah Championship, defeating Ryan Simonelli 4-1 to claim his 33rd career PBA title. That is awesome. Norm Duke with his mom and his aunt in that moment. Who's going to have that moment tonight? Updated stepladder for you. We have a 20-year-old and a 23-year-old squaring off. One of them will be one of 3 left standing. Deo Benard versus Alec Keplinger. Ready to do battle here in match number 2. Benard, just 20 years of age. We just saw him a couple of weeks ago as part of the NASCAR All-Star Weekend. Was with Parker Bone, the third, and Tom Doherty, Team PB3. From the Legacy Cup to all by himself tonight, Deo Benard starts with the strike.
Boy, was he fun to talk with earlier. And a nice start for Deo. The only southpaw. See if his side of the lane holds up better than the right side.
So back to Alec Keplinger. Told you about him earlier with his girlfriend, Hope Gramley, who's the PWBA reigning Rookie of the Year. Alec with the strike, and his girlfriend is here tonight. Hope is supporting him. I may be Alec's cougar, but he's my cheetah. Okay, we have a sign of the night. Just hand out the honor now. Go hand out the trophy. That is an all-time sign.
So does that mean she's older? Okay, I'm guessing, right?
Well, he just graduated from school, so I think that would be, and based on that sign, I think that your conclusion, Professor, is correct. Just beating BJ Moore, starts with back-to-back jacks here.
Well, you can see the adjustment he made after he did not strike the last 4 shots in game 1. He's going with more loft, trying to clear the front part of the lane. You can see it right there. Playing the same part of the lane, just getting it airborne.
We loved talking with this kid earlier because he said, this is my dream.
How can he see his target? His hair's in the way.
7.
Soft 7, urethane 7.
We had our pre-show interview with him.
Yeah.
I'm sure the folks at home have to be thinking about this too. At the age of 20, he's talking about how this is a dream and his mind's going 1,000,000 miles a minute. So I said to him, well, what do you want to ask the Hall of Famer that's sitting with us here on the couch, and Randy? And he asked you, how do you do it on national television? What'd you tell him?
Well, I said that, you know, the first thing you have to realize is that everybody's nervous. First couple of shots, I mean, the great Walter Ray Williams Jr., I asked him once, I said, hey, do you still get nervous on television? He made like 150 shows. He said, I sure do, as we take a look at his arsenal, black pearl urethane. So understanding that going in, then trying to get your feet underneath you, and then once you get there, get in that mindset to where nothing else is happening around you.
A strike for Benard. His father helped him get into bowling, but it wasn't just his dad, Rick, and mom, Amy, here tonight, his best friend, John. He said, I started watching YouTube videos of Jason Belmonte. That's what made me fall in love with the sport. And I think, Randy, that just shows the power of Belmo. He's gotten people to fall in love with this sport.
Well, he was the one that brought the wow factor back to bowling. You know, when people saw that, they were like, what is that? And then all the youngsters trying to do the same. Ooh.
Just as he did in game 1, 3 straight strikes for Keplinger.
So again, getting back to the mindset in these conditions, remember that the mind allows the body to do what you've trained it to do if you're thinking the right thoughts, right? And typically when you're playing any sport at a high level, there's not a whole lot of thinking going on.
Pick up.
It did pick up.
It sure did. And just like game 1, he starts off with 4 in a row.
Registration for the 2024 PBA LBC National Championships is now open to bowlers of all skill levels and from all centers. The PBA LBC National Championships is heading to a new location outside Chicago and includes 2 new junior divisions. You can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events, even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at pba.com/LBC tournament.
Folks, if you like money, sign up for that event.
That was a great endorsement. Benard! The 7 did accept the invitation. And for that, Mr. 7, the Just Right Strike is brought to you by Just Bear, the mindful choice for high-quality protein with no antibiotics ever. Just Right, Just Bear, have your protein in the morning and maybe you'll be like the 7 and fall asleep calmly.
That 4-pin just had barely enough protein to kick the 7 out. Oh, somebody coughed in his backswing. No problem. Wow, kick save on the 7 and a beauty.
Hey, that's the benefit of having that hair. You block out all the noise.
He's just in the zone, man. He's cutting it. He's cutting it loose.
There it is.
That's good pin action. Anytime you see the 4-pin go to the sidewall and cut the 7, for the left-handers, the right-handers, it's the 6 cutting the 10 out. That means your ball's doing the right stuff.
Now back to Keplinger, who, big picture, very much in the Rookie of the Year race.
Very much so.
Nate Perch is in there as well. Alec had to defeat Nate in match play, as well as Justin Knowles. Ooh.
Maybe just a little grabby on that shot there because of the loft. You have to be very conscious of when you're lofting like that, the tendency or the miss is to grab it or hit it in the upswing. Pretty solid, though, thus far, game and a half.
How do you avoid that tendency?
I was never any good at lofting because every time I tried to loft it, I'd grab the you-know-what out of it at the bottom, and so all I did was hit up on it. I was never very good at lofting, but, I mean, some guys, they take maybe knee bend out so that their launch is higher off the ground. It's one way of doing it. Other guys are just really good at throwing it to the arrows.
Here's how Alec got here, beating Justin Knowles and Nate Purchase, but he had to post 9 straight strikes in game 15 of qualifying just to make match play. And strikes in the 6th here. We've got a battle. Who will be one of 3 left standing in the PBA Cheetah Championship? A 20-year-old versus a 23-year-old. This sport is so healthy because the youth has significant star power. Welcome back to Thunderbowl Lanes. We are at Strobl Arena for the PBA Cheetah Championship. This is all part of the 15th PBA World Series of Bowling. And the World Series of Bowling would not be possible without the owner of the legendary Thunderbowl Lanes right here in Allen Park, Michigan, Tom Strobl. Tom has given so much to this sport. He helped make the World Series of Bowling happen. Thunderbowl Lanes hosted the first WSOB, and it hosted the first air on Fox in 2019, a Players' Championship, a Tournament of Champions, USBC Masters. He's survived by his wife, Kathy, who's here tonight, 3 daughters, one of whom is here tonight, Pam, and Tom Clark sitting with the Strobl family tonight. We thank you, Tom Strobl, for all that you've done for our sport.
One of the greatest proprietors in the history of the sport. And I was fortunate enough to go to dinner with Tom last year with Commissioner Clark as well, and that was just a great evening. What an honor.
He's smiling from heaven watching these kids battle here tonight.
Oh!
That time the 7 did not take the invite.
Really nice shot here by Deo Benard, only to leave that ring in 7. Remember, I talked just a couple of frames ago about when the 4-pin's going to the sidewall and doing its job on the 7-pin, you know your ball's doing the right thing. That time it was up and around.
Match play.
How about that little bit of a backup rotation there?
Yep.
I like it.
And in match play, he bowled a 300. He's got serious game.
Marshall Kenner, tournament leader, had a 300 game. Deo had 300, and BJ Moore had 300.
Just 20 years old. Said this is a dream come true. He just didn't expect it to come true this quickly. And you said, well, we'll be seeing a lot of you, kid. He goes, well, just take it in tonight. He's very humble.
He really is. Like I said, he was great to talk with. He's such an awesome kid. But right now, these 2 youngsters they're putting on a striking exhibition, and it's nothing but youth gone wild here in Detroit.
What were you like at 20?
Probably can't use that kind of language on the air. I had no clue what I was doing at 20. None.
Lofting. And the 10.
You know, at which point does Alec get out of the urethane and into reactive resin. And it's too early right now. I mean, he started front 4, left that 9-pin on that right lane, and now backs it up with that flat 10. I think you mentioned at the start of the show that when we spoke with Marshall, he says, there's no way I'm using urethane by the time he bowls the title match. Too much oil would have gone down the lane, and he's going to move in and open it up with reactive. But I wonder what Alec is thinking. How many more week 10s before you make the change? And again, it's just one this game.
Well, for now, Sunday on Fox, the stars of NASCAR head to Talladega for the biggest thrill ride of the year. The pre-show kicks off at 2 Eastern, and the green flag flies at 3:30 Eastern, Sunday on Fox.
Man, I love Talladega.
If you ain't first,
you're last. Again, going with the loft to eliminate the front part of the lane, which is getting really dry. So he's trying to loft it over the dry heads. And there's that check again. So we saw it game 1. He kind of lost it towards the end of that match with BJ Moore, 4-9 spares in a row. This game starts off front 4, and then it was 9 spare strike, flat 10, and now a 4-pin high on the left lane.
At what point do you make the change?
Well, it's going to depend on what Deo Benard does. If he's not pushed and he's still in the lead, he's going to stay with what he's got. And then if he has a shot to waste in the 10th frame, like his fill shot, he's going to look at reactive resin.
This is tight. Just a 9-pin difference as you take a look again. Last month, Deo Benard in the Legacy Cup was with Parker Bowlen III and Tom Doherty. Talk about being a part of something special at the Legacy Cup. What a cool event that was. That's just a beautiful shot.
Yeah, and here's your max scores right here. But he needed this one. And now he takes the lead by 1.
Ricky Bobby would be proud of that white belt.
You're still on Talladega.
Did you ever get off? That's one of the best movies out there.
Help me, Tom Cruise. Help me, Oprah Winfrey. All right, Deo Benard. Strike here, he can't be shut out. Boom! Hey, 5-pin. Bye, Felicia.
This kid is special.
Got this one in just a little bit, but it catches just enough. The 5-pin paralyzed. Ooh. Yeah, I like it.
We were talking with him earlier. We said, nerves? You got any? He goes, no, it's not who I am. We're like, really?
Yeah, I call BS on that. Need it. High again.
The 4 stands.
Isn't much more than that.
Got it right a little bit early, and there's the friction of the cheetah pattern. That ball over hooks, even with that loft. And now he's in trouble.
And the winner of this takes on Mikey Schlabach. Schlabach, the 2. Top seed is Marshall Kent, who won the Illinois Classic earlier this year.
Max score now 237 for Keplinger. Benard can shoot 259. just like game one. His last 3 shots, 7th, 8th, and 9th, were 9 spares. Oh my goodness. That had some airtime.
Had to have it. Took the flight to get it.
That's almost to the arrows.
Wow.
About 14 feet out on the lane.
Well, drastic times, Randall.
And again, it's all about giving your opponent something to think about. Put some pressure on him.
Alec 23, his opponent Benard 20. Alec Keplinger, as we said earlier, very much in the Rookie of the Year race. Beat Nate Purchase to get here. Was also in that race and now has to have it again.
One more.
One more, and the 10 said not tonight.
Yeah. Urethane ball is done for Alec. But how about these youngsters and their performance thus far? Also adding BJ Moore into the mix. Not one ball out of the pocket tonight, with the exception of the fill shot that Alec threw in the 10th frame. He left a 2-pin.
And we saw that last year. More in the gutter early in the night in this event. Have not seen it here.
No open frames.
Nope.
Only one ball that didn't matter. Didn't hit the pocket. Everything else has been flush. And now Deo needs just a mark to win. And we're being told that that was a foul. Let's see if we can get a replay of that.
It was a foul.
Hard to tell.
Deo Benard, the 20-year-old kid, is moving on and one of 3 left standing in the Cheetah Championship. He said, "Cool hand, Luke. I'll be that tonight."
Another really good match, though.
Oh. And he will meet Mikey Schlabach, who's also making his first television appearance.
You said there was 3 left, but there's only one left-hander left, and his ball reaction looks really, really solid.
We asked this kid, how would you describe your game? He said it starts with firm ball speed.
You know, he's not really that firm, though.
Good stuff, man. Give it up.
He's like 17 and a half, and he's shaping it more.
A poker face, if you will.
Yeah.
From Deo Benard. He will meet Mikey Schlabach, also making his national TV debut. Who will meet Marshall Kent? We'll find out next. Our coverage of the World Series of Bowling continues tomorrow night, live once again 7 Eastern on FS1 with the PBA Scorpion Championship, which Jason Belmonte won in 2022, his 28th career PBA title when he defeated Anthony Simonson. We'll see Belmo, we'll see Kevin Williams, we'll see Packy Hammerhand, we'll see Matt Russo. Jasper Svensson, the Iceman, will lead us off tomorrow. And there you go, the most career World Series of Bowling wins. This is quite the list.
Yeah, and look who's at the top of that list. Winningest player in major championship history, Belmonte. We get to see him tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a loaded field here tomorrow evening. This our FS1 opener. 3 straight nights of FS1 coverage for you from Allen Park. And you think about it, tonight we've got the cheetah. Tomorrow is the scorpion. Wednesday, are you afraid of sharks?
Yeah.
You are?
I don't like sharks. I mean, who likes sharks, man? They bite.
So with that in mind, we asked the players about animal patterns because that's such a theme this week. And that is the theme of our Go Bowling Pressing Questions with Kimberly Pressler.
Matt, what is your favorite animal pattern to bowl on?
Shark. It's the one I want on.
I'm a big cheetah fan.
I think scorpion's one of my more favorite ones.
I like the one that I strike on and everybody else doesn't.
Nate, what would you say would be your favorite animal pattern to compete on?
Animal pattern. Probably cheetah.
Are you a cat person?
No, I'm not. I'm actually allergic to cats.
I'm definitely a dog person. They should rename it like the hyena.
And if you had a chance to pick an animal to make your very own animal pattern, which animal would you choose?
Maybe like a giraffe and just make some crazy long pattern.
Panda. Probably turtle.
We need a narwhal.
Maybe the koala bear. The ball would be lazy. It would find it hard to get back to the pocket because koalas sleep for 23 hours a day.
We've used so many animals, but I think we're missing one that's super important to our country.
Eagle. The eagle pattern.
Not a dinosaur?
It's fun.
Like a purple dinosaur?
Very funny.
Do you like that?
That was brilliant, Kimberly. Well done.
Hey, in the spirit of the purple dinosaur, Chris Barnes, we love you. We do. But the game sometimes hasn't, because this was as bad a luck as you're going to see. This is the epitome of bad breaks from qualifying last week. How? Oh!
Yeah, this is the head pin. Watch it go to the sidewall and gets knocked back, standing up where the 4-pin is. And watch how surprised Chris looks. He didn't. He was like, yeah, that figures.
Have you ever had that?
No, I don't think that's ever happened to me.
Chris Barnes went on to play the lottery that night. Tough. We love you, Chris. That was a bad break. Who's going to move on to the finals of our Cheetah Championship? Mikey Schlabach, Deo Benard making their first TV appearances. Next. Welcome back to the 15th World Series of Bowling. PBA Cheetah Championship here at Allen Park, Michigan. We're at Thunderbowl Lanes. We've got 3 contenders left for this title, Deo Benard and Mikey Schlabach, which takes us to our Bowl TV highlights. Mikey Schlabach, round of 16 match play. That's a 7-10 split.
Off the wall and across, takes out the 10 beautifully. Only 4 ever made on television.
Only 4.
Yep.
We'll talk more about that history as the evening goes on. So here we are. You've got chalk. Top 3 seeds are left. Schlabach making his first ever TV appearance, as is Deo Benard. And the winner of this matchup will meet one of the hottest bowlers on tour this season, Marshall Kent.
Finally figured out who Deo reminds me of.
Who?
Jimmy Page. The guitarist from Led Zeppelin. Nice. Well, Deo was perfect in his last match on that left lane. He was 5 for 5. But Mikey gets the choice of where he wants to make Deo finish. And he said, well, you're going to start so you can finish on the right lane.
Jimmy Page, huh?
Yeah.
It's everything you dreamed of, kid. Let's have some fun. Come on.
Schlabach. You're going to have fun tonight.
Yeah, that's the 1-inch line, sir. Using a tank Rampage Pearl in his first shot of national television is flirting with the gutter.
Shot. His 8th year as a pro, mostly regional action. 4 career PBA regional titles.
Oh, boy.
A little too jacked up, I think, after that opening shot. He said he missed it at the bottom, and that ball goes right through the 3-pin for a little 5-count washout.
We asked him, is this the first time he's left this all week? Not the frame you'd like here if you're Schlabach, and watch the foot. It's interesting, Randy. Before we came on air, we talked with both these players. Schlabach told us, look, I'm an emotional disaster. Tons of nerves. Benard is cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, he really is. Another beauty. 4-pin sidewalk, slaps the 7 out. It's exactly what you're supposed to do when your opponent gives you an open or an opening. He does just that, doubles up.
Benard, a triple. Richie Tees, Jake Peters, two of his great friends, both here tonight, watching him.
Let's go.
And now Schlabach has to respond as you take a look at how he got here.
Shot, kid. Come on.
Needs bounce back. 10.
Well, he said he used urethane the entire tournament. Never got out of it. Let's take a look at his backswing. Remember, we talked about at the top of the show. Look at all this space that's created by the direction of that backswing. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, even though it's just through 3 frames for Mikey, that Marshall Kent's watching this, and he's thinking to himself, there ain't no way I'm throwing urethane.
No. But he told us that 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Good shot. Stay forward, stay firm. Good shot.
That's a different dude these days, by the way, Marshall Kent.
Yes, he is. We'll get into that. A changed man. Schlabach. That is better.
Much.
You know what we loved hearing from him today? Everything he's done throughout his career, self-taught.
Yeah. Self-taught YouTube videos. He was so excited, though. I mean, about every aspect of what was going to happen tonight. Talking with us, taking selfies with us.
He got a selfie with you.
With us.
Thank you for including me. Benard doesn't blink. Saturday on Fox, the United Football League continues with hard-hitting action as the DC Defenders take on the Birmingham Stallions, while the Michigan Panthers battle the San Antonio Brahmas. It all kicks off Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox. Check local listings for the game in your area. John Fantz, Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler with you. We'll be right back here on FS1 tomorrow night, 7 Eastern for the Scorpion Championship. Benard was perfect up until this.
We're going to go down to the floor and talk with Mike Wolf, who is the tour rep and PBA champion for Deo Benard. Mike, how long can he stay into the urethane ball?
Being the only one on that side, he's probably going to be able to stay in it definitely through this match and probably through the next match if he gets through this one.
All right, Mike, thank you. You know, it's always a big topic of conversation, these urethane balls. How long, look, ooh, how long will they last? How long can you stay with it? We watched Keplinger go through that adjustment where he had to start lofting it to get it to the front part of the lane.
That was
all right, kid.
Benard's first miss on the left lane.
Firm and forward.
5 for 5.
You got this. Just make shots, kid. Let's go.
In his first match here tonight. His first miss.
That's firm and that's forward.
Oh, the 10 just wouldn't let it in.
Oh, Michael Schlabach.
No. I mean, you look, you saw his rev rate. It's over 500. It's plenty of power, but the urethane ball is just too soft entering the 1-3 pocket.
He lives in Wakarusa, Indiana.
Yes, near South Bend.
His family lives in Goshen, Indiana. His parents had not seen him play live for a long period of time, he says, and they called him and said, "Can we come see you?" He said,
Gotta start striking.
"Why don't you come see me for match play in the Cheetah?" And he got to celebrate that moment with Mom and Dad. He said it was one of the best of his life.
That's a lot better. There you go.
Yes, it is.
You know, another part of his interesting story was the fact that he said, hey, I lost 75 pounds, started lifting weights because I wanted to be an athlete.
Bulking up. We've got a battle. Benard, Schlabach. Who's moving on to the finals? Run like a cheetah in Michigan tonight on FS1. Welcome back to Thunderbowl Lanes. Anthony Minicucci from the U.S. Marine Corps, Lance Corporal, part of our Bowlers to Veterans Lane as the official charity of the PBA Tour. In today's BVL Salute to Veterans, we welcome Anthony, who served in the Marines for 6 years. Thank you for your service. To donate, go to bvl.org. So, we have quite the finish ahead for you here from Allen Park. Deo Benard leads by 45 pins, trying to advance to meet the seasoned Marshall Kent. This kid at the age of 20.
Whoa. A light mixture 6-pin. You don't see that hit very often.
What have you liked most about this kid tonight?
His composure. Shot making is on point. Missed the pocket once. That was a fill shot, game 1. He just tried something a little different. Get a look. But his composure has been spectacular.
He told us with swagger earlier today, college, it's overrated.
I mean, there's nothing not to like about this kid. You know, the performances by these first-timers has been incredible. I mean, shot after shot after shot in the pocket. Now, granted, it does help that you're bowling on a softer oil pattern. The Cheetahs, you know, it gives you friction to the outside part of the lane, a little bit of oil left, and so you know exactly what it's going to do, and that helps free up the swing. But still, I mean, they still have to execute, and they're doing just a wonderful job of that.
Rick and Amy, his parents are here, his best friend John. Eric Jones, Jake Peters, Richie Tees. We told you about they're here for him. He's got an entourage.
All you gotta do is hit it.
And to your point, that's why at these events, Randy, we've seen Bill O'Neill, Tom Smallwood, Dom Barrett, Tom Doherty all win their first the World Series.
Big trouble.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
That looked pretty good until it got to about 45 feet, and then it went just dead left. Watch this. He's in and really trying to open up and use that dry part of the lane. Instead, it's a 3-4-7.
Oh, no.
Two big opens. And unfortunately for Mikey, it's going to be hard for him to catch up now because Deo's not going to miss.
That'll all but do it.
Oh, well. Let's make a good shot, man. Make a good one.
The urethane 10.
You love this kid's mentality. The smile still doesn't leave his face.
And he's having the time of his life.
He is. His parents came. His grandma, Fanny, made the drive as well.
Atta baby.
And what an accomplishment to get to this point. And you look at some of the players that he beat to get here. Nick Pate, great player. BJ Moore.
And he said, I look up to BJ, how he behaves on tour. BJ gave him a huge hug on Mikey beating him. That's sportsmanship, that's class. But what we're watching right now is Deo Benard clinch a spot in the finals against Marshall Kent.
Will the World Series of Bowling produce another first-time winner like it has over the past 15 years? Or will Marshall Kent win his second title of 2024?
You said he looks like Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
Right now is the closest feeling to a stairway to heaven for Deo Benard.
All right. Let's finish.
Here's a little slice of heaven right there. That hit on the 8-pin. BJ Moore's watching going, yeah, I wish that could have happened to me. Good shot. Another 10-pin. That's all right. What a great guy. Hopefully we will be seeing much more of Mikey.
His wife, Elizabeth, he called his rock.
Well,
I just love his story, though. And you hit on it. Like self-taught, watched YouTube videos, said he couldn't throw 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, so he took to bowling. It's only his 4th tournament. He's missed 3 PTQs, pre-tournament qualifiers. It's the first tournament national event he's cashed in. Lost 75 pounds by weightlifting.
oh, man.
Just a great story.
You hear, we love you from his family. He's got his nephew, Asher Mundy, here, his sister, Erica, as well. I think that came from his nephew saying, we love you. Uncle Mikey. Mikey Schlabach should smile, and he will. But this kid right now, Deo Benard, is rambling on to the finals.
That little noise maybe for the last one?
Come on, Allen Park. At Thunderbowl, we're down to 2 in the Cheetah Championship. Marshall Kent, look out. A man emerges from the jungle, seeking cheetah greatness. But the 20-year-old kid stands in his way next.
I got two heavy hitters, depending on what happens.
You do?
Check, check, check.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check, 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 check.
Yep. Check, check, check. Sounds good.
Check-a-rooney.
Yeah, man. Oh, there's reactive. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that was dirty.
Let's flash back to 2015. In December of that year, World Series of Bowling, the PBA Cheetah Championship in Reno, Nevada. Parker Bohm III won his 35th and final career PBA title as he defeated Paul Moore 210 to 206 at the age of 51. What a special night that was.
One of the greatest ever.
And who will experience the greatness tonight? Marshall Kent has been red hot this season, his best year yet. But Deo Benard is the amazing story at the age of 20, trying to experience championship glory. Kimberly is with the 20-year-old kid now.
Deo, congratulations. You find yourself in the finals, but can we talk about your composure for a second here? Because so far you seem like a seasoned veteran out there. You've been calm, cool, and collected. So are the nerves just not a factor for you today?
I just try to keep it simple today. I really came in today just trying to keep it as chill as possible. But it's just living a dream right now. I love it. I'm having fun with it.
And it looks like that out there. Congratulations on making it to the finals.
Thank you, Kimberly.
What a breath of fresh air he is.
He really is a bright light, isn't he?
Trying to make a dream come true at a young age. Marshall Kent has refound his dream this year. We'll tell you how he refound it. It's Benard and Kent for the Cheetah title next. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, log on to gobowling.com to find a center near you. That is what's on the line. The PBA Cheetah Championship, part of the World Series of Bowling. What a fascinating final we have. That's an elite sign and an elite matchup here. At the age of 20, Deo Benard is trying to win a PBA Tour title, the youngest to ever do it on tour. Norm Duke at the age of 18 in 1983. Boom.
Man, just different kind of mindset. Still in the urethane ball, still striking, still labeling it, still throwing great shots.
He gave the reactive a try.
He did. When we went to break, his fill shot, yeah, we saw it.
And it looked great.
He looked at it. This is all reactive resin for Marshall Kent.
The Illinois Classic champion from back in February begins with a strike.
19 miles an hour, almost 500 rev rate. Kent going with a GB5. And that is reactive resin, not urethane. There's his arsenal right there. Although I don't see the ball that I just named.
You were surprised to learn that he's had success with the Teal Rhino.
Well, the ball he's using wasn't on that list, but it is a GB5.
Back-to-back jacks.
And you know what that is right there? That's 10 in a pit. So his list was accurate, but it looks like Marshall added that GB5 late. That's why it didn't make the list when we went to air. But it's definitely part of his arsenal. Make no mistake about it. Good start for Marshall Kent.
Back to Deo Benard, youngest PBA member to win a regional title. He was 16. What'd you see?
Looked like it was a little more up the lane and right of target. First shot that I've seen him throw like that. Looking back at his first game, he did leave a 6-pin once. Excuse me, last game he left a 6-pin once, and his first game he did not. So that was the second shot that actually went a little high.
You see that, the South Point West Challenge. He beat Dan Peters in Las Vegas. So we all should have known then that at the age of 16, youngest PBA member to win a regional title.
Yeah.
And now at 20, 2 years off the record there, when Norm Duke won the Cleveland Open at 18 in the early 80s. That's more like it.
Yeah, but you know, Norm Duke was a hustler back then. He'd bowl you for $100 a game with no money in his pocket.
And did he have to pay up?
No, he'd win.
See, so
what is it? What does that tell you?
He's not a hustler. He's just a smart man.
No.
He was really smart.
Unless you have to pay up and you don't have it.
Did you have any?
I wouldn't bowl for that kind of money, especially if I didn't have it. But I occasionally $20 here and there, and I didn't have any. Whoa, whoa! That was out there. You know, but if you think about what that does to a young player mentally, right? I mean, it makes you battle tested.
Yep.
Think about handling pressure. You're bowling a guy for money, and you have no money. There's another guy that used to do that on PGA Tour. His name was Lee Trevino.
Can I just say I love that man's sunglasses behind Marshall Kent? That guy is locked in.
I haven't noticed. Let me look.
Get back to him.
Check out this 3D comparison that we're going to throw at you right here. And it's the difference between Keplinger and the urethane ball that he was using and Marshall Kent's reactive resin. So it's a good 10 boards different at the laydown, 6 boards at the arrows, and obviously Marshall Kent covering a lot more territory. Those are the big numbers right there. Whoops, sorry folks. Let me get that off of there. Oh, cannot believe that didn't get up.
And the 2 hangs.
That was pretty good.
You think about this man. 2017 won 2 tour events. Lubbock Sports Open, Grand Casino Hotel and Resort PBA Oklahoma Open. 7 years separate from that and winning the Illinois Classic this year. What has shifted for Marshall Kent to refine everything?
His life. His life changed. And everything with it. By the way, that was the first 2-pin he's left throughout this entire Cheetah Championship. Oh, there are the shades. I see it. That went through the pin so hard it left him dazed and confused.
Stars so bright, you need some shades.
That was beautiful. Two-pin lead can increase it to 12.
He's just been unstoppable.
Again, it's really hard to quantify because he's performing at an extremely high level, but he's doing it because of where he's at mentally. And when you're 20 years old, you're not supposed to do this. Your first time on national television.
No.
It's a learning process. It takes time. Apparently, he didn't get that memo.
No.
Come on now. Come on now.
10 not giving for Marshall.
It's not right.
Deo Benard is in control. You said it. We've got 3 TV first-timers on this show, and they all talked about the nerves, the pressure of having to perform on this stage. And you shared what you knew about how it starts. Everything is mental.
Yeah.
It start, and it goes what? It might go 20 minutes in real time, but for a player, how long does it go when you're on TV?
I mean, for me, it lasted about, 3 frames. If it lasted longer than that, you were in trouble. If you didn't have a good ball reaction, it would last longer. If you had a good ball reaction, maybe it was just a couple shots. But I mean, this kid's been locked in, dialed in since his first shot. Thank you very little. All right, Marshall Kent clawing and fighting, trying to stay alive. And now Benard can step up and increase his lead to 33 with 2 more.
Deo Benard, big time. Mom and Dad are happy. His best friend John's happy. Dad is a bowler, has always been a bowler. But if you're just joining us tonight, Deo said he really fell in love with this sport when he started watching YouTube videos of Jason Belmonte. He said, I saw Belmo doing it. By the way, you can see Belmo here on FS1 tomorrow, 7 Eastern time in the Scorpion Championship. And he said, that made me say, I can do this. I want to follow in Belmo's footsteps. Whoa. He blinked.
Whoa, hold on to your hat. Big 4, only made 1 time on television on the PBA Tour. That was by the great Walter Ray Williams Jr. According to Strike Track numbers, that wasn't a bad shot. And now, all of a sudden, things have changed. But can Marshall strike on the right lane? He's only down 5 now.
Ken started with back-to-back strikes.
Yeah, but only 1 on this lane.
3 straight spares coming off a strike in the 6th. The window opens. Oh my goodness.
That's not the right move.
Well, this is not something you'll see professionals do very often. He got it up the lane and misses the head pin left. I mean, the only way you can make a worse shot than that is by throwing it in the gutter on either the right or left side. That was not good.
You take a look at #1 seeds after a 10-4 season last year.
That was a fluke. That was a fluke.
But even 8-10.
8-10's okay. It's typically around 50%.
This year, it's not. It's 2-5. Being #1 has been rough. It was better, and it's a strike.
Yeah, Marshall being one of those two that actually won from the top spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I mean. It wasn't total disaster because he was working on a strike, so it could have 9 spare have been the same score, right?
Right.
But he's still 5 down, and you can see the max scores: 242 for Benard, 237 for Kent.
And now Benard punches right back.
And this next shot on the left lane for Benard could possibly win it for him. The last shot he threw, judging by the numbers, it looked good. He went big forward. Now, does he make an adjustment? What does he do here? And if it's another big four, he could lose this title. A strike here, he cannot be shut out.
Started with 3 strikes on the left, then had that 6-2 in the 7th. This time, Deo Benard leaves the 7th.
Still anyone's game. Bumped it a little bit right on that shot there, and it glided a little bit longer than he wanted in the oil, leaves that ring in 7. Now, Marshall Kent, last time he was on the right lane, he missed the head pin.
Cleans that up. Could you ask for much more drama to determine a Cheetah champion?
No.
In the World Series of Bowling. And we're back with you tomorrow night for the Scorpion with Belmo, Jesper Svensson, Packy Hammerhand.
4 lefties and Belmo. Jason Belmonte, the great right hope for tomorrow.
Please trademark that.
Get up.
He was asking for it to get up.
Well, the good news is this is his last shot on this right lane.
Got the head pin that time.
Good shot. Come on. 2 great ones right here.
After the first strike on that right lane, he left a couple of 10 pins, and then from there, he just didn't see that right lane very well. Now, the last 2 shots on the left lane, both strikes. Still has a chance, only down by 5. Taking a re-rack, and that's a veteran move. Make the young man, Deo Benard, sit as long as you can before he finishes the 10th frame. Double up here, put pressure on Deo Benard.
31-year-old Marshall Kent, who won the Illinois Classic in February, having the best year of his career.
We should like that one.
Did you hear him?
Yeah, he said he actually liked that one. I just don't think he saw this championship pair correctly. That was a miss in by a couple of boards. And I think that he thought maybe there'd be some hold in that part of the lane from the urethane balls going down from the right-handers, but not the case.
And so Deo Benard will just need a mark to win the Cheetah Championship.
Now what's he thinking? If anything at all.
He said to us earlier today, I just take my brain out of things. There's a strike.
All right, come on. Maybe a little steeper angle and slower speed for Marshall Kent on this pair. It just never looked like he matched up very well. Now, any mark will do for Deo Benard to capture his first ever win. His first time ever on television.
He said, I'll take my brain out. Stop the overthinking. Just be calm. He won a regional title at 16. Deo Benard, a mark to win at the age of 20. This kid is already a superstar. He's the cheetah of the PBA Tour.
This young man's like a unicorn. It's just incredible. His reaction after that shot was nothing.
He was 13th in pre-tournament qualifying. And now at the World Series of Bowling, Deo Benard, at the age of 20, your Cheetah champion.
And Marshall Kent, classy as always, even in the feet. But I mean, what a performance by that young man. Wow.
There's a whole lot of love for Benard in this building tonight. Hoist it, young man. That's the satisfying moment of the match. Sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers. He says it's the best day of his life.
Earned every bit of it. Congratulations, Deo. Wow, was that fun to watch. Unbelievable. First ball here in the 10th to win it. And look at this reaction. It's like he's just like numb to the pressure, to everything that's going. And now all right, it's official. I mean, wow. What a performance.
Wow. Let's send it to Kimberly.
Deo, you started tonight making your first ever PBA final debut, and you walk away a PBA Tour champion. Describe this moment.
I'm absolutely speechless. This is the greatest moment of my life. I'm just happy I made the cut this week, honestly. So, no, I'm just really proud. It's awesome. So.
Let's talk about the final match in that 7th frame, because it got a little scary for a second there. How were you able to come over that?
I was just trying to shut the brain off as much as I could. It was it was honestly so hard to think that last match that I think it kind of helped me shut my brain off. So.
And what does it mean to win your first title in front of your family and your best friend?
I can't even pick. It's such a good script. I don't even know how it's possible. Like, it's honestly just a dream come true. I'm just loving it.
Congratulations on winning your first ever PBA Tour title.
And finally, a left-hander wins in 2024 on the PBA Tour. It's been a tough go for the Southpaws.
His name is Deo Benard. It all started with him watching Jason Belmonte in YouTube videos. And tonight, he goes from watching Jason to being a champion. Our coverage of the World Series of Bowling continues tomorrow night live, once again at 7 Eastern on FS1 with the PBA Scorpion Championship right here from Thunderbowl Lanes. Coming up next, it's the Nike Hoop Summit, USA versus the world. For Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and our entire crew, I'm John Fanta. You've been watching the PBA at FS1. See you tomorrow night at 7 Eastern from Motown.